That's pretty good. Nice. Yeah, The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's
Weird.
even the Donald Trump. Is it President 2020? Or it says Trump
really?
for president.
Really?
He's like in a shopping mall, and there's a ban.
Whoa.
Like, Trump for president or something.
That's weird.
Something indicating like Trump to get the presidency.
That is so weird. Did you see the one where they're going down the escalator?
That's
Trump.
the one.
Oh, it's the same one.
Yeah.
That is literally the same, like, sequence of gestures. He's like, he does like this or something, and then like that, and it's like the exact same at like the same time.
That's so weird.
It's very
It's like,
weird.
How?
I don't know. Something's going on there.
Who knows?
Maybe they're just like mystics,
Mm.
and they're just tapped in.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, well, like how can you? I mean, to be fair, Donald Trump has a series of like he does.
Yeah,
he's a character.
Quite,
like he does.
Predictable.
Yeah, he does do like. And imagine how many, like the odds of getting someone as famous as him going down an escalator and doing a typical gesture that he would do.
Yeah, it's likely.
Yeah,
But the number
weird.
of different coincidences that have occurred,
yeah.
like I can't think of any more off the top of my head.
I think they had like the Apple goggles or whatever. Yeah, there's been so many.
I think it was the Apple Watch as well.
Really?
Yeah. Like calling. It was like when they were older.
Yeah.
They were calling on the watch.
That's pretty funny.
Even I find it interesting how the alien. There's like the two aliens.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that could be foreshadowing. Something. Imagine that if there has been information about aliens, but if there was like a definitive news outlet or news break of like aliens are here,
yeah,
or we had a visit from aliens.
I feel like the fact. Have you seen that guy, Bob Lazar?
Yeah.
Like, there's so much, anecdotal evidence at least, but like so much from all different parts of the world, even in like history and different things, and like it's such a talked about possibility that there's aliens, and then the fact that the universe is so big and blah blah blah. I feel like the fact that it isn't confirmed, or this is just an idea, but the fact that it's not
publicly accepted
and confirmed kind of, to me, suggests that they are here in control of some kind and manipulating.
Yeah.
Like if they're this super advanced.
Yeah. Why would the government be so reluctant to share it?
Yeah.
For people to actually know about it.
Yeah. And apparently there was a global treaty around Antarctica. It was like the one time all the world sort of come together, all the global forces, and agreed that Antarctica's off limits or whatever. I can't remember the terms. But there's some sus shit going on there.
Yeah.
That is weird.
That's real weird.
There's a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's so much weird stuff that it kind of is alluding to the fact that there's aliens controlling everything. Or to some degree. Like the government.
They've got some contact.
Yeah. They're in communication
with each other.
Yeah. Something's going on. I mean, who knows?
Because it breaks, I guess, a lot of the science. I'm not too familiar with science, but the science theories of we're the only race, not race, but we're the only species, intelligence. It's like it opens up so many doors.
Yeah.
There's life on other planets. There's intelligence outside of ourselves.
Yeah. We may not be
breaks
the controllers.
Yeah. Which, I used to think that the sun revolved around the Earth.
Mm.
And the sun was the center of the Earth was the center of the universe.
Yeah.
Whereas there's in reality a lot more out there.
Yeah. Well, it's infinite. That's the one thing I was trying to explain this to my brother once. We had a bit of a debate,
Mm.
but it didn't really go anywhere. But I was trying to, because
an argument.
Yeah. I was, because I did a brief stint at university. I don't know if you know that. I did it for like 3 weeks.
Oh, no.
I did philosophy.
Oh,
and
okay.
I was doing like an arts. I just wanted to go for some reason.
Just see what's
Yeah,
going on.
I didn't because there was no end goal. Like I wasn't getting a degree that I was going to use. It was just like a general. I was just going as a means to maybe educate, just do something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, there was one talk. There was one lecture that for some reason inspired me about the thinking about the creation on everything, like the creation theory.
Mm.
And there's one point that, like I was saying this to my brother, like it's kind of the scientific idea or theory of creation, which is just a theory. It's not like a concrete thing. It's not even, it's just anyway, the Big Bang Theory, how everything miraculously spawned. Because all we can do is see that something like that happened, like there was some type of Big Bang. But that doesn't mean that's creation theory. That's like the universe creation theory. But if something, this is just the block we kept getting to. It was like nothing can't create everything, randomly. And the fact that that can't happen, like how can nothing create everything? That doesn't make any sense. So like the fact that that can't be a possibility, this is like kind of science. That means that if this is something, then something else would have had to have created it. Like it can't just have, like energy can't just manifest out of nowhere. It doesn't make any sense. And so that kind of proves infinity and eternality, which is really freaky if you think about it, because there was no beginning, according to that, because it goes on forever.
Yeah.
If this is existing now, then creation has to have always existed in some form forever. And then that means that everything's infinite. And then it's like, what the fuck? Like, it doesn't...
True. It's inconceivable because we're born and we die. So we think that everything must also come into creation and at once fade away. Which in the material sense it does, but like there's that book, Subjective Evolution. It's like there must first be something conscious in order for the material to actually grow and manifest. Unless there's that energy behind, like a tree, without the life energy in it, won't sprout. So what's the difference between like a tree that grows and one that doesn't? There's a life force behind it.
Yeah.
So in order for the material universe to actually manifest, there has to be some conscious energy there in order for it to have life.
Yeah. And that's the difference, right, between the modern idea of consciousness evolving out of matter.
It's opposite.
It's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
It's that matter evolved, or not evolved, but came out of consciousness. It's like but it kind of, it makes sense. Like if you go off that thing that we we're just talking about, that everything's infinite, then it can't. That means that consciousness is eternal as well. Like if consciousness is existing now, it had to have always existed.
Exactly.
In that sort of sense.
Yeah.
Because what is consciousness? Very interesting. Because I was very much under that opinion that at one point in high school, that mushroom, like, the whole, there's all different theories about humans being kind of like a Neanderthal creatures, and then suddenly found mushrooms, because apparently there's
the Stone Age theory.
Yeah. But
it's very interesting to think about, because there is science to back it up of those, I don't know how they found it, but the brain grew rapidly in a certain period of time.
Yeah.
They also associate it with discovering fire, which meant that they could cook food, which allowed to digest quicker, which gave more energy for the brain. But there are a lot of conceptions. Who's not to say that we've been existing in these types of human bodies for millions of years?
I saw something the other day that was saying that, I think it was a Joe Rogan, a guy on Joe Rogan. There were these imprints in the ground or something that were made from heavy machinery of some kind that were supposedly millions of years old. It was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, that just changes everything.
It does, yeah.
And that's how flippant everything is. Like, oh, we believe that civilization started 10,000 years ago. And then something else comes and it's like, oh, now it's always existed for millions of years. We don't know how long.
Yeah.
And then, it's very flippant.
So I believe, really believe that's why, the government or whoever's in control of the education being given out rejects it and ignores it because it puts their theory on its head. It's like, well, we have to ignore it because otherwise our theory is wrong. It disproves. So it gets everything gets no, that's wrong, that's false. And it's half truth is worse than a lie. Because then you're conceiving it to be truth when it's false. It's better just to be in ignorance. Because then you're not programmed to think that that's true. Because once you think something's true, and then someone comes along, no, this is actually the truth, and it's very hard to break out of that first conception of, no, I believe that this is true.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's not.
Yeah.
They're like the piano school. If you already learnt piano, you have to pay double. Because you have to unlearn everything first before you can start new.
That's a good analogy.
I remember you gave me the book, The Selfish Gene, which is the Darwinian theory, and I couldn't get through it.
What was his name? Richard Dawkins.
Yeah. And then he also gave me autobiography of a yogi.
Yeah, it's a good book.
Yes, shout out Paramahamsa Yogananda.
Yeah, that's a crazy book.
Yeah, that was so interesting because he came to America in the 20s. And I remember you telling me, because I know what he looks like. Like he would be walking down Madison Square Garden or something in New York, and just be completely transcendental, just like Jesus walking down, the middle of New York, like in another state of consciousness to the rest of the people that.
I heard people that were with him saw him floating.
Wow.
Like he was walking next to them, and then all of a sudden he's like tall, and he was like floating off the ground.
Wow. I
mean, that's anecdotes, but
it's a yogic power.
Yeah, very interesting. I heard Mel Gibson. He had some experience with a yogi type, and he was saying that this yogi was trying to demonstrate to him, his yogic powers. And he was able to, get him, he was up, Mel Gibson was up against a wall, and he was able to lift him off the ground with his mind. Yeah, he was publicly saying this, he got lifted off the ground.
Wow.
With yogic power, according to...
It's so funny you say this, because another friend was talking about
try that as well.
Telepathy. I can hear you better with an ear off. It just seems to. Otherwise, I can
yeah, that actually is
more.
That's way better.
Yeah,
that feels more.
And talking about telepathy, how consciousness is not just restricted to our brain. It can actually go outside. We have I think it's a 9-meter consciousness field or our aura or something. It's
detectable.
Yeah, it's 9 meters. I don't know if it's 9 meters or 9 foot, but there's I'm
just gonna shut this door. Sorry.
Yeah, that'll help. A radius, and anything in that field can be affected by our consciousness.
Yeah, and you kind of
Well, even they used to say the Tibetans, they would move rocks and stuff with these big sound instruments. Like a big like horn or something. So like sound can move things. So what's not to speak that consciousness, which is, you know, I guess you could say a very subtle vibration, can affect something.
Yeah. And it's interesting how I always find it interesting, like when a lot of people, like aliens, that like a lot of people are just generally interested in it, even though there's not much to speak, you know, evidence to speak for it. And everyone's kind of, not everyone, it was very popular to be like, oh, I want to move that with my mind.
Yeah.
Like there's some, you know, like there's some inkling there that to believe that that could be a possibility.
Yeah. Well, they reckon if it exists like if you can conceive of it, it actually exists in some reality. Or there's nothing that you can't conceive of that doesn't have an element of reality to it.
Yeah, I think that's what that's sort of what I'm touching on.
Yeah.
It's interesting. And that's the, what is it? The
flying. They reckon yogis could fly.
Yeah.
They make
Who doesn't want to fly?
Light, like you're so light that you, like, I guess you were just expressing that, where you would lift off the ground. Like Superman.
Yeah.
Where does all these ideas for movies come from? You know,
they're like natural. Like I want to fly.
Yeah.
And I want to lift things off the ground with my mind.
Yeah. And
it does raise that in and of itself raises some questions. Why are those inclinations there?
And also going back to the evolution theory, I guess like it feels like when we just think, oh, we've just evolved from monkeys, then, you know, it puts a cap on all those possibilities. Like
well, that's the conspiracy.
Yeah,
I guess.
Like it's to kind of keep you in a locked consciousness of, oh, that's not possible. Because if you don't believe it, then it's very likely that you're not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
Not to say that I can do it as much as I would believe, but there are yogic powers apparently. Like even in the 70s, there was a Prabhupada, a great guru. He said there was these young boys in India living in the forest in the Himalayas, called apparently 700 years old, and they look like young boys.
What?
And there was also at the Ganges River, there was these yogis that could submerge into it and pop out like a second later at many different, not like a whole different river in a different state or whatever.
Yeah,
so it's.
I believe it.
I
honestly believe it.
It's very interesting.
I'm very open to that as a possibility. Yeah, that was like when reading the autobiography of Yogi. There was something, like you can't scientifically explain it, which is, I guess, you know, a type of weakness in an argument if you were to make an argument for it being true. But there's something about it you just kind of go, I believe it for some reason. It's just like, I just believe it. I don't, you know, I believe that that's, not that I 100% concrete, I'm sure there's depths of belief, but I believe that is definitely possible.
Yeah, not in a naive way, but it is true that more things are possible than we can conceive of.
I think so. It seems to continually be happening in different scientific breakthroughs.
Even Stranger Things, is it Elle or 11? 11. Yeah, like she got telepathy. I feel like all these movies have some element of truth.
Yeah. To the greater consciousness. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how things progress with the advancement of like technology and science. Because I think when we speak of science, it's the, I'll add this to my 3 weeks of university, empirical, or like empirical philosophy or science.
Empirical?
Yeah, like it's all that can be, everything
Right.
that can be studied
Conceived.
concretely
Yeah.
through the senses.
Yeah,
It's like so it's like it's limited because the senses are limited. So it's always going to be limited to some extent. But it's going to be interesting as different empirical scientific breakthroughs continue to happen with the advancement of technology and different things. Will it just meet up with religion and all those things that seemed crazy, like flying and everything will be, believed concretely by the public?
I guess they'd need to come into more of a subtle science,
Mm.
because if that's all we can really acknowledge, that what we can see with the senses, and how do I know you have a mind? You know what I mean? Like, I can't see your mind, but I'm sure you have thoughts.
Yeah.
So
because you have thoughts.
I have thoughts, so I must assume that you have thoughts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a more limited approach, that what you can only see with your eyes, smell, touch, taste, hear.
Yeah. But there's different. That was the cool thing about my brief stint at university. It was cool, but the cool thing about it was you're kind of forced to study these different philosophers and their famous philosophers and their different approaches to everything. And it's really cool. Like, you could see glimpses into their approaches to philosophy, trying to gain truth by different, they're like thought experiments. And it was pretty cool. But yeah, everyone has a bit of a different idea, and I think that'll always be the case.
Even like science is progressive. It should never be like. Well, there are things that are concrete reality, but there's that philosopher, I think maybe Newton. It says, I'm only discovering pebbles on the seashore of knowledge, and you will take me to be the all-knowing, and I consider that not true. That's why I do know more than you, because I know that there's more to be known.
It's humble.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely. Well, yeah. I believe concretely that everything's infinite. And so.
Not the material, though.
Well, even the material. Because if you think of it's like matrices, I guess, but there's infinite universes. There must be.
Yeah. I guess like the material, it degrades, but it also comes.
Yeah.
It re-emerges. Yeah. And that's the thing with ancient societies. It seemed they were more tapped into the spiritual, subtle side of things.
Yeah.
And it seems like we've kind of lost our way with that.
Yeah. But it is interesting in this Western society how much everything changed after the 60s. And that sort of hippie revolution. Because it was, we can't really see it in the camera. There's an Om symbol I'm staring at. I saw a guy wearing that yesterday on his shirt. I don't know. He seemed like a regular looking guy. And it's just become, that's a Vedic, that's a Indian so-called Vedic, spiritual symbol. Yeah. And now you see that all over the place. You see yoga all over the place, people doing yoga poses, meditation.
Yeah, true.
Vegetarian, all those things. Like, it's very much come into the Western society.
It's more accepted.
Yeah. But we, just growing up, that was just you just saw that and it's normal. But that wasn't normal. 60, 70 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
It was all very foreign.
Yeah.
And that was, Srila Prabhupada.
Paramount Yogananda.
And Paramount Yogananda.
There's been some
I'm sure there
big
was
yogis come to the...
even like the Beatles having
Yeah.
such a great influence on pop culture. Like I'm not sure the specific album. Do you know one? Very heavily influenced by like Indian music.
Yeah.
And just like kind of psychedelic type vibe, and because they all went to India.
Yeah.
Maharishi,
Yeah.
I think his name was.
Yeah.
Was their guru, and then they met Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
And then George Harrison's My Sweet Lord went number one and all that stuff. So
yeah, that was a crazy story. He was actually, George Harrison was into Paramount Yogananda
as well.
Yeah, before that, which is interesting.
It's
kind of all
like a
connected.
lead up. Yeah, it's all connected.
It's all interesting. But yeah, I think they recorded the Magical Mystery Tour. That was very psychedelic.
Right.
But yeah, even like you can see it in music. It was like 1963. It was like that's when the Beatles and I think 63, 62. Bob Dylan, all these kind of emerging the new wave of these huge popular musicians. In that 63 it was very like Bob Dylan's doing folk music. Have you seen that movie? The Bob Dylan
movie, yeah, with
Chalamet. Yeah,
that was really good. Yeah,
but you could see even in that movie it was like the transition from he took the folk music to he popularized it, I guess, and then he just at some point it just all changed.
Yeah.
Like you could see 63, same with the Beatles, like they were doing what they were doing, and then all of a sudden, like they did the Rubber Soul album. It's kind of like it's all happened at the same time, and then 65, it's like they're all kind of getting into this new something's going on. Like Bob Dylan,
mystic something.
Yeah, there was something going. Like they were doing something, and then 66, and then 67. It seemed like things were like in full swing. It was like Magical Mystery Tour. It's all getting psychedelic, and they were doing acid, and psychedelics were coming in. But then there was also this thing with Srila Prabhupada. 65, and it's literally like, for those of you who don't know, in 1965, Srila Prabhupada, who was he's not Indian, well he's Indian, but an Indian guru, came from India, landed in New York or Boston. Is Boston in New York? I think it's next door. Yeah. Anyway, landed, and it seemed like in conjunction with that, at least looking at music, you could say he just arrived at the same time.
It was like,
but something happened.
Yeah.
From 65 onwards, everything was different. This whole hippie revolution begins. It's really interesting.
It was like a divine arrangement.
Yeah.
That was like right at that time that he happened to come.
Yeah, which is how things usually go.
Yeah, like no money, was just trying to preach this mantra yoga. And then a few years later has disciples. And then they were like, I think they went to, because they eventually spread out to London, and they're like, we need to go to we need to find the Beatles. And then apparently, I don't know if it was then, but George Harrison was like to one of the devotees, where have you been? Like, I've been waiting for you guys.
It would have been a crazy time.
Yeah, literally.
But that's also what is interesting. I've probably said interesting about 100 times already in this. But now we're seeing it's sort of like, in the 60s it was kind of like conservative. Everything was going from conservative to kind of liberal. Because it was like, Western culture,
Dogmatic
Christianity, quite potatoes and vegetables. Like, it was pretty...
And hard hitting.
Yeah.
You're going to hell if you don't.
Yeah. And that whole 50s.
Yeah, it's like a big difference between the 50s and 60s.
It's crazy.
It's like a big...
It's so wild. Yeah. But that was the cool thing of that time, was to be kind of going away from... It seemed to be a lot of Indian influence, yoga, all that sort of stuff. But that was the cool thing, was to be kind of liberal at that time. And now we're seeing kind of the opposite.
Mm.
It's like the cool thing now is to be kind of conservative because everything you could see there was an agenda, or there is an agenda within the type of liberal, mood of, which is not liberalism isn't a bad thing, but it's kind of in line with an agenda now, globalist agenda. And now it's, especially in America, people are kind of going back in a type of revolutionary or rebellious way to conservative values,
like traditional,
yeah, which is
it's interesting because it's like when it sways too far left, it gets like,
yeah,
okay, this is too much. It gets swayed too far right, it's
yeah,
like, no, this is too much. So it's like
it's
like the harmonization of that. It is true, I think, because just consumerism, like you look at the telly and it's not modest at all. Like it's softcore porn, like essentially, and it's not. It's like animalistic.
Yeah.
And it's
sex sells.
It does. It does. And it captures your attention.
Yeah.
Both from male and female.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean by there's an agenda behind it. Now it's been manipulated as a way to exploit.
Yeah. It's like one example is the whole idea of immigration. I just saw a thing even in Australia that which isn't all bad, but there's definitely an agenda to allow immigration. I think it was something like 90% of Indian immigrants in Australia voted for Labor because they were pro-immigration. So it's like one standpoint is they're doing that because they're guaranteeing themselves votes. That's all they're doing. And whatever else it's doing. I don't know how economics works, but it's using something that appears like, peace, love and vegetables. Shout out Peace, Love and Vegetables. It's another guy that does the.
Oh, okay.
It's like kimchi, sauerkraut, different sort of fermented foods.
Oh.
Fermented. He does fermented.
And it's like a kind of 70s.
Yeah, he's got a really cool. Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
They're around.
Yeah.
Anyway, apparently they're in Singapore. Alternative view. Who knows? Was I just saying? I don't remember what I was just saying.
Like the immigration, so that Labor is kind of pushing.
Yeah. That liberal ideal of everyone's accepted, everyone's worthy, and these things, which aren't bad things, but it's like fronting that whole idea, but there's actually an agenda behind it, where they're trying to gain control of the country. And a lot of people have caught on to that pretty big time, and that's now the swinging back to conservatism.
Yeah, you really got to investigate nowadays, because it's like it appears like something, and it's superficial.
It's mind control.
It is, because they can slap a logo on it. If you don't look at the back and sell it to you, this is cool.
Yeah,
you're actually being poisoned.
Like Billy Gates.
Have
you heard of that appeal thing?
No.
It's like he's done a few things. Well, I don't know if it's him doing it, but he's backing it financially. But there's a new invention of, it's like a resin or something. Apparently it's plant-based, but it goes around fruit and locks it in kind of from oxygen and extends the shelf life, which is interesting.
like apple, like wax, so like
waxy
apples.
Yeah,
make it look shiny.
I guess that's probably where the inspiration came from. Because apples last for so long. They last for freaking like a year.
Apples do?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because of that wax, I guess.
Oh, because of that.
They have their own natural wax.
Oh,
they produce,
Oh.
Just, organic. They last for ages. Yeah. So I guess that's the idea. But apparently, I don't know if this is true, but what I've heard, they've done studies on it and found heaps of like lead and mercury and different toxic chemicals within this whatever the substance is, and you know, no one liked it. I don't think a lot of people don't like Bill Gates. They don't trust him.
No, who would trust him?
Yeah. And he's now, not him, but he's backed another company that's now making carbon dioxide butter. It's like butter made from carbon dioxide.
And what's that? Carbon dioxide?
Just gas. I don't know. Gas. What's what we expel.
Right.
It's just, I don't know how they've done it, but apparently it's basically just emitting the cow. He's got something against cows,
Right.
which is suspect.
It's a red flag right there.
Yeah.
Try and block out the sun. He's got a thing against cows. You know, talk the benefits of a cow. They're antiseptic, they're manure, antiseptic. Yeah. Even in India, like they put it on the walls to purify or cleanse an area. There's the milk, so much. Like I was talking today, I'm drinking whey just for protein. Like it's the protein in protein shakes is from whey, is what I was told. So much
whey protein.
Whey protein, yeah.
Yeah, you can make it into a powder. Yeah, there's lots of...
You can survive just on milk.
I did that for a day the other day.
Just one day. And you survived.
I felt great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't. But I do apparently know him through... Like, you know, no. My stepmom, I won't name, publicly, just for her own
protection,
whatever. I don't know if it's her friend. I think her friend, she's Canadian. Her friend, who I think is from Seattle, America, which I think is where Bill Gates is from. I think they know Bill Gates personally. Something. So, in a few people I know Bill Gates, apparently.
Interesting. It's like 7 steps to Kevin Bacon.
7 what?
7 steps to Kevin Bacon.
What's that?
I can't explain it fully, but there's like, everyone has 7 connections. If you I know you, that's 1 connection, and you know someone, that's 2 connections, and that if you do it 7 times, somehow you know Kevin Bacon.
Which is crazy. Yeah, if you're like a business person, that's a good thing too.
Good link.
Yeah.
Good chain.
Yeah. You could
imagine if we could like find Bill Gates' number. Just like really investigating.
Well, I don't know, when you're that high up and you're supposedly doing all these things that are evil, you know, who are you?
What's your agenda?
Who are you, you know?
I suppose
are you controlled by aliens?
When you got that much money, what is your motivator? You have everything, every possession. You have any experience at your disposal.
Yeah.
What do you want? Power and control, I guess.
Power. Yeah.
I guess that's kind of what it leads to.
Because I guess like we all want to progress in some way. Like we don't want to be stagnant and get to some. Like I don't think that's part of our makeup. Like, we're never like satisfied really. Like we always want to do the next thing. It's like if you get everything, so to speak, or you achieve all these financial goals or whatever, you need something else to keep motivated. So that's interesting.
And that's why there needs to be some type of spiritual pursuit, because it's a proven thing that you will not be satisfied by just becoming materially successful. Sure, go for it, but just acknowledge that you'll never reach the end until you conquer the world. Yeah, but then
even then,
we're in a universe. Can you conquer the blue sky?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just. I don't think you could.
So it's like be ambitious, but have some higher motive. Otherwise,
good use.
It'll eventually go down into divide and conquer and selfishness, unless there is some higher good. Yeah, but a true higher good, not just like posing. As like a front.
I actually have to pee. Pretty bad. Cool. Sorry. Thanks for the coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee pea.
If only I had a brownie to munch on.
Yeah. You could do all the advertisements. That's right. You talk about
What should
idea, something.
Yeah. I'll try and think of something. I don't know. I couldn't come up with anything, but I also get there. Oh, what you?
You get a thing. Pick the grass. We still recording?
Yeah.
Whoa! I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about two Happies. Or will I? Oops. Two Happies. Two Happies brownies are going to be the original flavour. It's going to be changing soon, everyone. To be having a chocolatey kind of a sauce, not sauce, caramel sort of centre. So it's going to have a bit more oomph. It's going to have something exciting. And I'm excited for it to happen. And the cool thing is, it's going to have the same ingredients, believe it or not. Or the same number of ingredients. Slightly different ratios. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. Toilet break. It's cold. Welcome back.
Welcome. How's it looking?
Is it still recording? Hasn't been recording the whole time.
Is it? Actually, it doesn't have a timer.
Is it a square or a circle? Is it red? That means it's recording. Yeah, we said toilet break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back.
That's time.
2:11.
Okay.
Next episode, we should do conspiracies. Do some research into some conspiracies.
I got an interesting one, actually. But yeah, it'd be good to like watch them.
Yeah, watch them
On the thing. And we can like, in live time.
like find someone
Yeah.
who talks about it.
Yeah, like a video. Talk about. But yes, I was told recently of one that was very interesting. I think you were maybe there. About the Waka. Is it Waka? These people that I think ended up in New Zealand. And I think they were like white people. And they had, maybe New Zealand. I don't know, but their story was that they fled, their people came from like thousands of years ago originally. They fled this huge great Kurukshetra war in India, which is the Bhagavad Gita. And they left, fled that, went to South America, ended up in South America somehow, I think. And I can't remember the full thing, but different locations. And then everyone just kind of thought they were bullshitting or, sounded a bit, who knows. Turns out it was true, according to the DNA tests, they were in South America and these different, and Persia, I think, was one of them. Different locations. They ended up all being true. And so, yeah, that one's.
And this was recently?
I think so.
So, I'm so confused. So they somehow ended up in New Zealand, but
They somehow ended up in New Zealand.
They started off in.
They started off in India. Yeah.
And then
they ended up in New Zealand. And they
by foot. By foot.
I don't know. By boat, I guess.
What's so shocking about that?
Well, it just the. I guess that's it. It gets everywhere. No, it was more that they were talking about this Kurukshetra war.
Okay.
And then.
What's interesting is, according to the Vedas, I think at the time of that war, that maybe it was a little before, but all the landmass was connected.
Mm.
And
the Great Flood.
And then there was a big flood.
Mm.
And so apparently, so actually the whole land is connected, but it's just been, the water has risen, bridging it or disconnecting.
Which is interesting.
There's even connections with the Australian Indigenous, with like southern India. Lots of connections with like Shiites.
And DNA, right?
DNA.
They did DNA tests and some of it was Indian, which is interesting.
But there are many theories out there.
There's so many theories, so many things. And that's what I think is another interesting thing about the world we're living in today. There's so much information, like it's crazy. Like so many.
How do you know what to believe?
Well, that's the thing. I feel like you get to a point where it's like, you know what? I'm just going to believe in religion. Fuck it.
It's probably the most reliable.
Yeah, because it's promoting, it depends what religion, I guess, but generally speaking, it's promoting, higher morals, higher ideals, being a good person, being humble, being, not getting ahead of yourself, all these different things, being under God as a, part of the creation, all these nice kind of sentiments, which to some people don't sound nice, I guess, but,
Who doesn't want a wholesome life?
Yeah. And then it's kind of like these set out things, which are saying came directly from God. A lot of these religions say the same sort of thing, that all these different religious ideals have come directly from God. And, I think to some people that might sound crazy, but who the fuck, what do we know? Like, we don't fucking know anything. We don't know literally anything. So to say that that's ridiculous.
And that's why you can trust it, because it's not man-made. Anything that's man-made is faulty. It's like it has come from
the senses.
Yeah, but like something, religion, or any of these spiritual practices that, found in India, they're generally, they are a descending revelation or instruction. And that's like what the Bhagavad Gita even means. It's like the instruction of Krishna, the song of God. So, like we can't make it up. We can, but it's not going to be full. It'll be partial when it's man-made and concocted in the mind.
Well, it's at least from a empirical standpoint, it seems to be connected with human civilization just constantly. Like it doesn't, there's no point in history, it seems, that religion wasn't part of humanity.
Yeah, it's only now that it's like very
obscure. But even still,
there has been deviation.
Yeah.
In almost majority of
religions.
And that's the influence of man.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's the story,
interpreting it and changing it.
Yeah.
In itself, it's pure.
Because we're selfish.
Because we want to manipulate it for our own agenda.
And that's, I think, a poignant point that we should talk about. This thing in man to be faulted and to be selfish and, manipulative and to kind of go against the grain, so to speak, and kind of want to be like we can't all be God. There's one God in this idea of God, and it's kind of like what is it? This thing in humans that we feel the need to corrupt and to gain power and to gain, not everyone, but to some degree everyone, but it's in more, like people like Bill Gates, probably more, which you could say isn't necessarily a terrible thing. I think it's just misdirected. But this tendency to kind of want to have so much power. Like, what is that in man? And why does it seem to always happen? And it's kind of directly anti, what kind of fucks up all the religions.
It's like anti-harmony.
Yeah.
It essentially says nature is wrong, and I need to interfere with it to make it right. For my purpose.
Why do we do that? It's weird.
Because, and it's generally when there's a neglect in like God philosophy and connection with God. Like, it's seen, from my understanding, previous civilizations were more in harmony with nature. Look at us now, we're destroying it. We're just raping the earth for our own selfish commercial interests. And,
Yeah. It is basically...
Because it's every man for himself. There's no real community anymore. Maybe in politics of like government or sports. Sports is a big one. But it's, the churches are empty. Maybe not all. I'm not just going to throw it all out.
Yeah. Well, definitely in Australia.
Yeah, that's true.
I think in America it's having a bit of it.
Oh, that's good.
That's awesome. Like in the younger generation, it's a bit of a movement.
Because everyone's looking for that. We're social beings. And we want to connect in an arena where it's not stabbing.
Yeah, if you're a sensitive person who doesn't like conflict or, just general bad things, you kind of do seek out something like that. I know I have. I didn't always. I seeked out religion through suffering.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, didn't have to be crazy suffering.
Yeah.
But just like, like it was okay. Like it's okay, but then sometimes it's not so wholesome, and I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the purpose is, and I don't know what we're all meant to be doing on something. Like you get the general idea. It's good to be good, but you don't really know what's the purpose for humanity. And without religion, the purpose for humanity is to, at least right now, is to advance technologically to the point of who the fuck, like what are we...
Where does it end?
Yeah. If you just follow the line of technology at this time, which is kind of being headed by AI is just going to take over the technology race. I think it's already doing that. It's already advancing itself. And so it's kind of like, is that our purpose as humans, is to just create technology that takes over from us and just, or is it to be loving, divine, aspiring to be divine and loving humans in this creation, which is amazing. It's magical if you think of it from the perspective of how it's even existing at all. Out of, who knows? Like, we don't even know how it's existing. Yeah, they're two very different perspectives. But I like the religious one. Definitely. Not to say technology is bad.
Yeah, it's definitely
We're using it right now.
I'm very happy to have the internet.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be able to call.
And we grew up with it.
Yeah. It's just, we shouldn't turn away from nature's way. There's the New World Order, which is Bill Gates' agenda, and there's the natural order.
Yeah.
It's like a return to the natural order is more nourishing.
Yeah.
Not to speak that technology isn't useful.
Yeah, well, that's the
But,
thing.
yeah, imagine if it's like gets to the point where we create like a committee of AI, like a central source of intelligence, and then it kind of like starts ruling itself.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I make the decision.
Yeah.
It's got so much control there. It's like,
Yeah.
what do we do?
Yeah. Well, I think there's whole sections of the AI community that are their whole role is to put these protecting things in place so that doesn't happen. Because what we're doing from an outside, I don't really know much about it, but we're creating this thing which is trying to mimic human intelligence, and it's just mimicking and doing what we're telling it to do. Like it's like if we program it to be positively geared to be good, it'll be good. But if we somehow fuck it up and that it's now, there's some glitch that happens, especially as it's getting more advanced, and we do some error,
or means of using it for the wrong purpose, and it continues to go down that. It's literally like
it's just a machine.
It's literally like the movie The Matrix.
Yeah.
Like they got taken over by the machines.
Yeah.
Mr. Smith was like, "This is my world now,"
Mm.
and they literally block out the sun. Like I think it's the end of The Matrix. Like he sees like what is that The Matrix? Yeah, he sees like what's actually going on, and the Earth is just completely under control of all these. It's either that or Terminator. I think it's Matrix.
We have a terrible recollection of movies. I've seen too many things.
But it's pretty
I've
much
seen it.
AI takes over.
Yeah.
And then humans are under the spell of AI. And they don't know that they're in this AI-run world.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The Matrix?
Yeah.
I need to watch that again.
I believe it's the end of the third one.
Oh, I didn't watch the end of the third one.
Yeah.
I walked out. I could have watched it.
This Matrix is not there.
That was bad.
Yeah. No, but it's very...
That's interesting, though.
Even the lady who wrote it, the Terminator is the prequel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the Terminator is trying to kill...
That's crazy.
With J.C. Connors or something. Jesus Christ. There's like a lot of connection.
She did it on purpose.
She did it on purpose. Even Trinity.
Trinity.
And they say like Morpheus is John the Baptist, like the guru.
Whoa. That's tricky.
What was I getting at? Yeah, so the Terminator, there's a couple who's supposedly the father and mother of Neo. And the Terminator is trying to kill because they find out that there's the one who's going to wipe them out, essentially. And then the Terminator, from the name the Terminator, comes to kill the mother who's pregnant in the beginning. I don't know if I watched the full Terminator.
I should watch all these.
Yeah, Terminator and the Matrix, they're connected.
That's crazy.
And yeah,
I've seen them, but I just can't remember them very well.
So he's trying to kill Neo's mother and father so that he doesn't become born. Because then eventually he takes him out.
And that there's a story like that in the Vedic scriptures. Probably a story like that in Christian scripture. It's just
it's so interwoven.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. That's really cool. I'm gonna watch that movie.
Even our beloved friend Sudashan was saying he's like playing with AI, just like kind of testing it, and he kept asking like, who is God, like what is the purpose of life, and all these like deep questions, and apparently they eventually came to Krishna consciousness.
Really?
Yeah. Is like the highest theistic conception.
AI said that.
AI, according to him, I haven't tried it, but it'd be very interesting to have like a conversation with like ChatGPT or that.
That is, yeah.
Is it Rock or something?
Because it's, well, supposedly unbiased in its.
Yeah.
It's just pulling information from them and trying to get the best result. suppose.
Mm.
But it's I think it's all quantum computing or something.
Mm.
That's why it's a big part of it. And I think there's an element of that which is random.
Mm.
And that's how, I don't know.
There would be some formula for its makeup.
Yeah.
Very interesting to know, like, how it makes its calculations, how it judges them.
But I think we don't know fully.
Mm.
Like there's elements of it we just don't. We can't. Because I think there's an element of it that's random or something.
Right.
And we just don't have a way of knowing how it's doing that.
Mm.
Which is where it gets a bit crazy.
Because it becomes out of our hands.
Yeah. And then who's to say, that there's not, it's a technology locked in some type of hardware that humans have created on the earth. But who's to say it can't, like Wi-Fi, it can transmit through the ether or whatever. Who's to say it can't transmit itself through, it can't just leave
Leave its
somehow,
Yeah.
detect some other thing.
Yeah, like jump to it.
Yeah.
It's like you've got it on your phone and then it gets upset. It's like, I'm going over here.
Yeah.
And it's like, starts hacking everything.
Yeah.
But the good thing at the end of the day, we don't need these to survive.
No, the luxuries.
They're a luxury.
Yeah.
A novelty.
Yeah.
And
We just need food,
yes.
sunlight,
Yeah.
water, air,
Shelter.
friends, warmth,
Family.
friends. Yeah, we don't need all these other things so much. But we are in a certain place in society, and I think to try and jump ship, you can do that. But I think there's an element of having grown up in it that you should try and utilize it.
Yeah, and move with it.
Yeah. You can't stop the world, but you can embrace it.
Yeah, like
Because it's not
I
bad.
don't want to go on strike,
Yeah.
but not to have it as the all-in deal.
Yeah. All right. Should we wrap it up?
Sure.
Happy? That's
I'm
good.
too happy.
Too happy. All right. Cool. Thank you, Ron.
Thanks for joining. See you next Sunday. We should do a
Actually,
live.
this is Sunday.
It'd be cool to do live streams eventually.
That would be cool.
And just have like an extra phone
That would be very cool.
recording.
One day.
Get in live questions.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Even have someone join in. Have a guest.
Well, that's what I want to do. I want to have guests.
Yeah.
On like a TV or something. Because then you could have someone from anywhere in the world on. That'd be so cool. All right.
Cool beans.
Cool beans. That's good. Now it's done.
It's done.
I feel the energy